Hi everyone, Mr. Dudley here with a quick guide how to use Hegarty Maths more effectively to improve your math learning. It can be a really powerful website to use, however there's quite a few features you might not be aware of, so hopefully this video will give you a few quick tips that you can take away and use to improve the way you use the website. First, let's go on student login and type in your date of birth and password. If you do forget your password, don't forget you can press the request to reset button and your teacher will get notified to reset your password for you. When you log in, you'll first see this kind of donut shape in the bottom right hand corner. This is a summary of all the skills on the Hegarty Maths website that you've completed, and it's a clickable diagram. So if you click the green section, it will take you to the quizzes you've completed to 100% and you can see those. If you click the red section, it will take you to those quizzes you've completed that with a score less than 70%, and you could choose to improve these to amber or green. Likewise, you can press the amber section, which is the ones between 70 and 100%, and you can improve these to get full marks on them and make them turn green. When you're completing any Hegarty Math tasks, I would strongly recommend taking some really clear notes on paper. Here you can see the student has written some title and the quiz number. They've written some really clear diagrams and working out for the examples, and used highlighters and colours for really key information as well. If you don't do this, you'll probably struggle, particularly when there's multiple steps to work out or diagrams to label. So I'd strongly recommend making sure you do draw diagrams out on paper or do steps on paper as well. If the skills that says do not use a calculator, that's because you need to know how to do these skills by hand or mentally. So please make sure you follow the advice on the website. And if it says don't use a calculator, make sure you work it out on paper. You'll need to write down the questions fully on paper and always show your workings out and correct it as you're going along. Again, you can see here the student has done the questions, sketched the diagrams out with the working and marked it as they've gone along. Here's an example from a Year 7 pupil at Titus Salt School who's made a fantastic effort with their Hegarty Math learning. You can see at the top left hand corner they've put the title and clip number. They've put some of the key words and definitions from the start of the video which will help them with the task. And they've put 2 or 3 examples from the video using the same layout as Hegarty Math does, which is in this case highlighting or colouring in pairs of like terms. They then tried to use the same technique in their own working out, and they've marked their work as they've gone along. What a brilliant piece of work that is. If you try and set your working out just like this, it will enable you to be much more successful. If you do get stuck, remember, you can watch the video again a second time, ensuring that all examples are written down carefully. You can also look at the building blocks lower down the page. For example here, if you're trying to do the area of a sector 2, one of the building blocks is area of sector 1. If you make sure it's being completed to a high score, that should enable you to have more success at the current skill that you are on. You can also press the Get Help button on the quiz, which will reopen the video for you on the page. The really good thing is that it takes you to the exact point in the video, which gives you an example very much like the one that you're currently working on. So rather than watching the whole video again, you can just watch part of it again, which gives you one more example of the one that you're on. Hopefully by doing this, seeing one more example will enable you to have more success at this question. If students do use Hegarty Maths in the right ways, they do start enjoying maths more and feeling more confident in lessons. Certainly my students who've been using it really effectively with the books and writing things down have found themselves enjoying the lessons and feeling really confident. This student here in the example has completed every single skill on the website and achieved a grade 9 in Year 11 despite being predicted a grade 5. So clearly the hard work does pay off. Now, beyond looking at the My Task section and things that have been set for you, I want to show you a few more top tips to really improve your learning on the website. Like at the beginning of the video, we talked about this donut. You can click on those sections to improve the red skills to make them into amber or green. But there are a few other things I want to talk you through as well. The Revise section, next to the My Task section, has 2 options. The first one is Fix Up 5, and this gives you 5 questions to improve, and it's based on things you've got wrong in the past. So the more you've used Hegarty Maths in the past, the more data and information it has to provide these personalised quizzes for you. You can also choose to learn a new section. I'll show you in a minute where you can find these checklists and you can work through these, particularly from Year 10 or 11, and you can work through foundation or higher skills checklists. But also on the revision tab, there is the memory section. Now memory sections give you a 10 question quiz These quizzes are based on things you've got right before on the website, but the idea here is that you need to practice them and keep revising them to make sure that you don't forget them. Like you would do in school by doing starters to recap things, this is a really important thing you can do to improve your confidence. You earn a stamp for every time you do a memory quiz, and you get points for it as well, and that goes onto a leaderboard down here for your class. Finally, if you go onto your name in the top right hand corner and click Student Help and Resources, there's a few good things in here which could really help you. You might not be aware of this section of the website. Please go onto it and see what's on there. In this section you can see there are various checklists and revision resources. In the checklist section, it will take you through how to complete tasks more effectively like I showed you before. In the revision resources section you can see lists of skills, particularly for GCSE students, which I'll show you again in a moment. Finally, down at the bottom there are transition courses. This is a really good idea for students in year 7 and 8 who want to make sure their skills from Key Stage 2 are really secure, and also for students in year 11 who are considering taking maths in A-level. There's also some video lessons for those students who want to do A-level maths as a kind of transition course and to prepare them for year 12 and 13. The first of the options on that last page was the student checklists. This is what you could print off or have open when you're completing a Hegarty task to guide you through how to complete it in the most effective way. It just talks through all the things we've talked before about, which is taking notes of the examples, copying the questions down, and marking your work as you go along. Pretty common sense stuff, but having that guidance there might be useful for you. On the GCSE checklist, you've got these topic lists. This is the foundation one, the number and algebra topics of that. Again, you can download it as a Word document, and you could fill in the red, amber, green column here by filling in with different colours, or you can download it as a PDF and print it off as well. This is a really good idea, particularly if you're at year 10 or 11 and you want to work through a whole list of topics for GCSE. Once you've got the checklist downloaded, you can also search for those skills on the website by typing in the clip number. You could also search for the keywords as well, and that will give you a more varied selection of quizzes you can do. So, good luck improving your learning on Hegarty Maths. Remember, preparation is really, really key. You must write down all the examples and quiz questions really carefully, particularly when there's diagrams to copy. If you're doing questions involving angles, multi-step questions, you will need to draw those down, label all the angles and work it out carefully. Otherwise, you'll probably get it wrong. Secondly, you're not on your own. You can leave comments on Hegarty for your teachers who can help you further. Just make sure you select the correct teacher when you're leaving a comment. Finally, remember to use those memory and Fix Up 5 revision tools and check out the student help and resources sections for more useful information. If we use this correctly, we can really help to improve our math skills and confidence. I hope you've all taken away something from this video which will help you, and thank you for watching.